We are getting ready to start our perimeter fencing installation project. Our friends Stacy and Virginia from Blue Creek Farm, they're the folks that we buy our hay from. They are pulling down the road right now, about to come into our driveway and teach us about installing permanent field fencing. Since sheep are the primary animal that we're fencing for, I decided to go with a woven wire field fence. Fencing for sheep also allows me though to fence for other animals, since sheep are a more difficult animal for which to fence. While Virginia's inside getting her coffee and Stacy's inside with her, I'm just going to go over real quickly the different things that we need in order to do this project. I have 6 rolls of woven wire field fencing. Each roll is 330 feet, so this gives me a perimeter fencing for 330 by 660, and in fencing terms, that's 20 rods by 40 rods. Rods is a unit of measurement in fencing. It's 16.5 feet, and how many 16.5 feet intervals there are along the fence line is how many rods there are. This is not all of my T-posts that I'm using for this, but I have a bunch of 1.33 pounds per foot, 6.5 foot T-posts. Bunch more T-posts back here. T-posts, fence pounder, fence staples. This is Stacy's manual auger. He has some other tools in here as well. Fencing tool, metal wire for wrapping around the fence posts, post hole digger, bunch of fencing clips. Of course, we have a bunch of wood fence posts over here. Lots of these spikes. The plan is for me to do a bunch of filming while Stacy does all the work. I'm just kidding, Stacy. We were originally going to start at that corner, start working this way, but we have the utility box right there, and we just want to get the utilities to verify if we would have any issues putting in a post right there. So instead, we're going to start on this side of the driveway. We're going to start with our line post that will support the gate, and then work that way into the sun. And Virginia over there has the tamper bar. What do you think, little buddy?
That's good. Hey.
It's good?
Yes, but you know, you dig holes with them.
We are. We're going to dig a lot more holes.
Oh, all right.
have here is a right cut staple, and holding the staple in the palm of my hand, we can see that the cut edge is on the right side. Now we flip it, it's still the same way. The right cut is on the right side. So when we drive this into a wood post, with right cut staples, we want it tilted slightly to the right so that the individual legs of the staple don't go into the same grain of wood.
And that's to hold it better?
It holds better, yes. Because we're hanging a gate on this brace, we're gonna brace it both directions. If this was just the end of a fence line and it was pulling that direction, we'd run a wire from down low on this side to the high side over there. But since, again, this is also supporting a gate on the other side, we're gonna brace both directions. I'm gonna start by driving a staple down low here.
How come?
Because the brace wire is gonna go through here. And then the same thing on the other side.
And these nails that we've left out, that's gonna serve as our top?
Yeah, so the wire will come up over the top of the spikes.
Got it.
Because this is single wire, we're gonna go around twice.
How much more do you need?
Hopefully that should be enough.
So that's one completion right now, or?
Yeah, there'll be 2 complete turns.
Okay.
So do you want to take some slack from
A
here?
little bit more. Just vertically.
And lets it slide better.
And that lets the wire slide better for tightening it up.
I see. So you loop the cable through and then just start wrapping it around itself.
And there's extra wire on here, but it's not going to hurt anything. I don't mind having a little extra wire to have to wind up, because again, like posts, it's easier to make it shorter than it is to make it longer. So now, as far as how tight to tighten them, you kind of got to feel it. So I won't get it too terribly tight right now. We'll brace it on the other direction, and then we'll tighten it up again. As far as how tight to make them, it's more of a matter of feel. Like, you don't want to break the wire. One thing I look at is kind of my knots here when I start to see my knots tighten up. So I think that's pretty good for this brace for now.
All right, our first line brace. Almost looks professional.
Well, now we gotta go build the other end, then we can connect them. The way the bracing and the wire works is, you know, this is the end post of this line of fence going that direction. So this post is trying to get pulled that direction. So what we do is the brace wire is attached to the base of the post, which is the sturdiest part, comes up at an angle like this. We're creating a triangle. And what we're doing is we're actually using this post to pull that way. We're pulling this post that way, which uses this brace post to push and support the top of this post to keep it from bending that way.
Got it.
So that's how we do the wire. First thing we want to do is find out where the top of the weight is in here, so you know where the top of the post is. So I just use this piece of wood and mark it. Almost to the top. Check that. So now, for our story pole, we need to figure out how far to put the post in the ground. So as we pound, we can stand this wood post next to our steel post and make sure when we get down to here we know to stop without having to use a tape measure all the time. Set up our board. We want to make sure that the fence is straight on the board, so like this wire here, make sure all the bolts are on the same side. hung up from the stretcher boards to the back of your truck, which we're using as the anchor point. With the center wire.
So I gotta ask you guys something. Do you install fencing for all of your hay customers or just us?
Just our favorite hay customers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys so much for all the hard work and all the information. I greatly appreciate it.
Hopefully you got all the tools you need now to go ahead and finish your fencing.
Exactly. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing the videos of you finishing it out.
We got about 275 feet of fencing done today. It was a really awesome push. Got a lot done. We have a ton more to go. Of course, we still have to go out here, all along this border, all along that border, and of course, the border behind the house.